Welcome back to another weekly outlook video. Hopefully your Q4 and the start of October has been a good trading week. Definitely were some opportunities in there, but if you missed them, don't worry, there's always next week. So today I'm going to go through just EU, and then people commented New Zealand dollar, yen, USD yen, and USD, what was this, Swiss franc, and then Australian Canadian dollar, which are pairs that I don't trade, and then these are just exotic pairs, aren't they? But yes, I'm gonna go through them because you guys asked for it, so I'm gonna quickly go through EU because no one asked for EU, but you know, this is the pair I trade, so it's easier to talk about. So let me just start on the daily time frame quickly. Daily time frame, as you can see, when I've been doing my forecast, this is the daily supply that I've marked on for a long time now, and you can see that we have reacted from it on Tuesday, and now we're making our way down, and this is the daily target to be targeted, and then all these areas would be used as liquidity points to be swept or reaction points to induce buyers when the market is literally trending down, because we're just following higher time frame trend, which is the daily. If I go on the 1 hour quickly, 1 hour, you can see we've reacted, tried to push up, but we failed to, and then we had a reaction here, and then we failed to push up. So this is like a huge massive 1 hour supply zone, and then we have a 1 hour break of structure downside. This is my 1 hour leg at the moment, and then this is the 15-minute supply that it was respecting on Friday, which I did expect price to come up higher into premium, but market does what it likes to do. So on Friday, it just reacted from there, broke structure, and then reacted from this. No, it wasn't. Sorry, this 15-minute. But as you can see, price is bearish, and obviously price just went down. So on the 15-minute, this is the 15-minute leg that I'm looking at the moment. This is the target for the 15-minute, and then this is the protected at the moment because we've had a sweep and then a break of structure. This is let me show you on the 15. Sorry, yeah, this is the 15, and then you can see we've respected this 15-minute supply zone from NFP, but at the moment we've had internal 15-minute demand change of character, but you see that we're respecting this, but at the moment we failed to go higher, so this is the 15-minute supply range. And then refine down to the 5-minute. This is a good one because on the 5-minute we've swept those highs and then reacted from this 5-minute demand zone, and then create this 5-minute demand supply. So I'm waiting for price to come back up into here, sweep these the inducement, and then continue over to here. This is the target on the 15-minute. So I'm still bearish on EU at the moment for this week. So yeah, we're just trying to target the daily lows. Let's move on to New Zealand. I don't even know how to say it, like New Zealand yen? I don't even know. Anyways, so let's start on the daily. I probably won't go into like lower time frame stuff because this is something I don't really trade. But as you can see, we can see that this pair is trending upwards. You can see, but most recently we've had a sweep of this high on the daily. Even on the weekly, is there anything on the weekly that's reacted to this supply here from ages away? From when? Oh my god, 2015. Crazy. Yeah, you can see that we've broken structure, and this is where the move push to the downside happened, and then we've reacted to this a couple weeks ago, beginning of September, and then now we've swept the highs and then broken structure on the weekly as well here, which is on the day. Let's see. So on the daily, this is a break of structure, because you can see that price has, you know, come up from here, pushed down, ranged, contained within this range here. Still within this range because we're within this high and this low. And we finally broke out of the range, but we've just swept it because now we've come lower. As you can see, this is a nice example for any pair in general. Like, you know, this is causing liquidity, building liquidity for weeks. Liquidity, like trend, what's this? A channel for like retail. And then we've pushed up, inducing buyers, and then now we've just pushed down and induced early sellers. But I wouldn't look to sell at the moment. I would wait for price to come back, because this is the first shift. So on the daily, this is the high and then this is the low currently. So ideally you want something to come back into here. Let's just mark this on. Let's see. I would ideally look at this little doji. Let me just see if there's anything on the 4 hour. This is one big push down. You can see that we've started a change of character here, up here. And then like we've broken the change of character and the price tapped back into this little supply here, and then continue pushing down. We've had this. What is this? 1, 2, 3. This is not really structured to me. So at the moment, yeah, this is still the one leg. And then currently on the 4 hour, you can see that we've pushed up. Yeah, we have the push, a break of structure to the downside and then a break of structure to the upside on the 4 hour. And then we could possibly be going higher into those supplies in premium. So yeah, we've had a respect of that, but as you can see, we are coming back down here, so this low could be taken. We haven't exactly tapped into EQ of 50%, but you know, this may just be inducing early buyers into the market before it gets swept. So on the 1 hour, let's see what we have. 1 hour, yeah, we've shifted on the 1 hour as well. Since we've shifted on the 1 hour, because the whole trend is bearish in general, so we want to just follow this. Yeah, that's a valid pullback before another break of structure. So we have this break of structure, this low and this high. Oh no, this high, sorry. So we have this mini 1 hour range, and then this is not structured to me. So yeah, we're still contained within this range. And then as you can see, we haven't really had any reaction to a supply, so this is highly likely to be ran. But on the 1 hour, there's nothing too clear on this actually at the moment. I don't see anything super clear. This break of structure, we've respected this because we've reacted to this sort of 15-minute supply zone, which is in premium pricing. So, and then we've achieved the 15-minute target, which is here. This is the low, and then it didn't really push down with quite bearish momentum, so we could possibly see price reacting and continue and, you know, come up higher into these zones. But I don't have a specific zone for this, except for possibly not even this doji. Possibly here, but this is really high up, so I wouldn't aim for that. Because if it's coming into here, then it's going to be bullish momentum and bullish order flow into that area. But at the moment, order flow is bearish, so we want to continue, you know, selling. So first area I would look at would be, give me 2 seconds. So this extreme. And then there's nothing on the 10 minute. I don't want to go too low. Because on here it's been mitigated by this wick, but on the 15 minutes yeah, it's the same. So I would do this little 5 minute. There's a nice inside bar as well. So ideally this. I'll just remove that because too many lines. Yeah, so we had a respect for this 15-minute supply. Here we've had a no sweep. We've had a sweep here, and then on the 5 minute, this is the most recent demand from this area. Had no reaction to. Oh, this is the reaction, and then we swept it, and then we continued lower, and then that's caused a demand failure. So we can look at the extreme supply. So at the moment, bearish. Yeah, New Zealand yen, I'm bearish. And then with USD, UJ, oops. All this price action is actually so messy. Because we can see that we've had like impulsive moves up, impulsive moves down, sweeping the high, sweeping the lows. But overall, we are still bullish. Because look, oh my god, when did I mark that? In May. Crazy. Crazy times. It didn't even hit my area, to be honest. But yeah, you can see that price is in a bullish market trend at the moment. So this is the most recent break of structure with a visible and, you know, complete pullback. But so this is the, oops, at the moment that's the high, and this is the low, and then the demands you would look at is quite far away. But you can see price is still, you know, trying to push up. So we've had like a liquidity sweep, and then this is the target at the moment. So I would target this high, but we are approaching it. So we want to be cautious of it. But there's nothing, I don't think there's anything, no, there's nothing to the left that you can look at. So you just want to continue trading with the trend, which is up at the moment for UJ. I don't think it affected that much on NFP because it doesn't seem to. But let's see. So currently within this little leg on the 4 hour. Oops. On the 4 hour, this is the leg to the downside. But you know, price is bullish, but we haven't had to tap into, you know, something in here to continue higher. However, we've swept the highs, and you can see we swept it with a wick, and then we broke aggressively to the downside and breaking these internal structures. So possibly some sells are about to happen. We have this really extreme 1 hour. We are slowly approaching. We can sweep these highs which have already been swept. But yeah, look at this aggressive move down. Oh my god, 500 pips. Crazy. So yeah, we're at the extremes. So possibly some sells into here because we are due as a pullback, you know, into demand areas in discount pricing. So let's see. Because ideally you want to continue buying, but there's not many buy areas that you can buy from, because all this is generating liquidity to the upside. Like here, I went to the downside, liquidity, and you can see it's like swept it and then continued higher, more liquidity. Oops. Just liquidity everywhere, to be honest. So yeah, ideally I want to wait until this tap into here and see how it reacts, because this 1 hour is really massive as well. So let's see if we can refine it to the 15. Oh, yeah, the 15 is still the same. So yeah, I would wait until it reaches this area and set an alert to see how we're going to react, because look at all this liquidity here, that was swept, liquidity here, that was swept, liquidity here, there's liquidity everywhere, but we are bullish. So yeah, see what happens on Monday that week. Okay, moving on to USD Swiss. Okay, on the daily, let's see. I would say it's in a range. This is the high of the range. Oh, this is so ugly. Let me just do like a dot. No, let me use this. This is the high of the range, and then you can see prices within this range from this low to this high actually. Here, and then right now we're just here. So this is the low and that's the high on the daily. You can see we've reacted into discount demand areas. Have we? Yeah, we have. The demand range, just about tapped into it. Oh, didn't. Okay, just reacted to this. So yeah, so now we are, we're in a bullish leg, so I would ideally look for buys. Here we have broken structure to the upside, but keep in mind this high is still being protected because we've broken internal structure to the downside, and this is protected until this high goes. So within this leg, I would say there's nothing really on the daily except for this and then the extreme, but let's refine it on the 4 hour if we can. 4 hour, this is just liquidity. And then on the 4 hour, we have had a internal shift. Did we sweep these highs? Let's see. Nope, this is just liquidity waiting to be swept. I wouldn't look for buys. I wouldn't look for sells because we're in a bullish leg. But if it does present itself, which is a 15-minute change of character for me, because we've swept these highs, I would ideally look at this demand failure and then lower time frame confirmations, because we have reacted to this demand, but we are currently failing to push higher. So let's see what happens on Monday morning. Perhaps we do push up higher, but if this fails, then this whole range is the new supply range. So it would be reaction and then possibly another reaction, and then this would be the new supply zone that caused the demand failure. So not much to report on this as well, because we've had liquidity swept, liquidity here swept, but overall we are bullish on USD Swiss. And then yeah, waiting for this high to be taken. So these would be the targets for buys, and then for sells it would be this demand area first, from here into there, because the The pair is bullish, so you don't want to keep holding, and then, you know, one price gets here and you don't take partials, and then it just flies up. So last but not least, a Australian CAD. Australian CAD, to me, you can see on the daily, is bearish. So this is the target. Oh, it's already reached. Never mind. Let's go on the weekly. Weekly, there's nothing to report. It's just this weekly demand area that it could react from, because we've put in this leg, this bullish leg, for a couple months. But if you look at the bigger picture on the monthly, oh gosh, what? On the monthly, we are within this low and this high, but this is all the way from 2012. So I'm not too sure what is going on, because that's so weird. But on the weekly and the daily, let's focus on current structure, which is down. So we've had this weekly, and then now we've had this weekly break of structure. We could continue going lower, or we could pull back into, you know, premium pricing for more sales. But on the daily, you can see this is the leg. I mean, it hasn't broken with, you know, full bearish momentum. So I want to see how it develops next week, actually, like Monday open, because with this type of close, it can just be as a liquidity grab, or it can be inducing buyers before taking them out during the week. So I ideally want to see what happens, because I can't really mark on this structure knowing that it's just a wick, you know, wick close. But for the time being, I would just mark this daily, which needs to be refined because it's tapped into it at the moment. And then this extreme POI at the top of this whole supply range. And then this has been mitigated. Oh no, it hasn't. Okay, we can look at that next week as well. On the 4 hour, you can see bearish. So if you mark on the most bearish trend, so we just focus on this, you know, 4 hour structure, this current 4 hour structure, you can see price is bearish here. Liquidity being built, swept, high, low, sweep of the high, break of structure, but with a wick, and then at the moment, just like this as well. So you can see price is bearish. On the 4 hour, I would look at this extreme. Very big extreme. Let's just go down a time frame. Nope, too messy. Because it has a lot of wicks. I would ideally look at something in this area. Why, you may ask? Because this demand has had a reaction to, this supply caused this break of structure. But I'm trying to find which time frame is cleaner, because I can't seem to at the moment. Free, I suppose. 2 is the same as 3 at the moment, and then 1 is just that, maybe 30. And then it just refines it to the actual thing, like up here. But I don't want it too refined, because sometimes it doesn't tap into it. I just need to find the general range. So So yeah, I would say, yeah, I'll look at this area then this area for Australian CAD, but it seems like Australian is going down. But yeah, I would refine it to this area. Simply because this is the last, demand that caused this break and failure. However, there are some buy to sell wicks I'm interested here, but it's not in premium pricing. You can mark it on, but it's unlikely to hold. So yeah, so that's my outlook for those pairs. I mean, there's not really much going on for those. Not when I compare. I haven't looked at these pairs like ever, but compared to like EU, you can actually see like proper development. But those pairs are just crazy. Like, it's minimal movement. Look, it moves. It does move a lot. You can see the pip count, but it's just tiny candles. You just have to like zoom in to trade, because you just have to trade like this leg. You can probably trade. This is probably like scalping, to be honest. But yeah, so that's all my pairs for this week. I'm just gonna go through. Last week, oh my god, all my zones failed last week because price was crazy. Yeah, I was looking at this 4-hour one GU, but yeah, let's see what happens next week. Hopefully we all have a good trading week, and I will see you again next week for another breakdown.